What was it like to get the call that you were going to be working with Beyonce again?
It just was mind blowing once again that the Queen wanted to use, one of my songs, and I was just so blown away. It broke my soul just to get the news. My team had reached out and told me that her team reached out once again, and they wanted me to come listen to the track. They were not sending anything by email, so I had to go to LA to listen to the track. And just so happened when I went there, Beyonce was there. And so we got to hang out and talk and hug. The whole experience was just amazing.
Release the wiggle.
Yeah.
Release the people have been all day. My friend groups are like, so are they saying that we need to quit our job? Are we quitting jobs today?
No, we're not quitting jobs. We're not quitting jobs because me and Beyonce are not hiring.
I know that's right. Well, talk to me about the original song, right? The vibe, the message, the energy behind that, and how it seems to also be mirrored in "Break My Soul."
Yeah, when I recorded Explode, it was, releasing all of these different things, these different energies, and putting them, out of my mind when it's time to get to the stage. A lot of these things that you deal with in your everyday life, sometimes they become overwhelming. They make you want to explode. So, that was my moment to release all of those things. When I get on stage, I flip a switch and I let all the things that I'm going through or that I'm experiencing at that moment, I let them go, and I go into my, to my safe space, which is the stage. And, I'm just happy that this song was able to break my soul, because all of these things sometimes, are designed to break you down, a lot of,
exactly.
Yeah, and weigh you down. And so this is another powerful moment that she has, came out with something iconic and something to give us motivation and inspiration, to let our hair down and release all of these things.
It's also something, Freedia, it's also something that's gonna make you sweat. One thing I know about you, you know what I'm saying?
You already know. We breaking backs and breaking souls, baby.
Tell me this, because it's also not lost on me that you were tapped, your voice was tapped, your energy, what you offer, on a track and a song was also tapped for Formation, right? One of the pivotal albums, the Lemonade album for Beyonce. Do you feel like, because I do feel like she's coming to you again, like there is some magic between you and Beyonce that she's like wanting to continue to harness?
Yeah, I'm so grateful to be on another project. I think that my energy is needed around the world, because I bring the big diva energy everywhere I go. And I want people to be able to feel the energy and to feel great about everything that they do. So when they come into a Freedia show or into a Freedia space, they know that it's great energy and positive messaging going out in everything that I do.
I love that when Beyonce's team called you and said, "All right, so you on this song, which means you on this album." Did you know, how long ago? Was that 2 weeks ago? When did you find out?
2 weeks ago, and I didn't know when it was dropping. I didn't know any of that. I got the call like y'all yesterday. I found out everything last night as well. There was like, Beyonce is dropping a new single. And then, my manager said, well, I think it's you on the first single. And then I was just like, holy crap, this is not happening.
Whoa.
Same thing happened like Formation. I did not know when it was dropping. I was at a parade walking up, Canal Street. And then people was like, I heard you on the Beyonce song. And I'm like, I haven't heard me on the Beyonce song. So I got it when y'all got it last night. And I'm so happy.
So what did you think?
Oh my God. I mean, from going to the studio and listening to it, and then from it dropping, it became real life last night. And I just was blown away.
Okay, so wait, tell me this. When you pull up in LA, it's you and Beyonce in the studio. Does she press play to
Well,
cue
it's
the song? Like,
actually me.
tell me about I want to know everything. Take me inside the room.
Well, it's me and her team in the studio, and
I'm freaking out, Freedia. I'm freaking out.
it's me and her team in the studio, and so they played the track for me. We listened to it a few times, and then as I'm getting ready to leave, they're like, "The queen is here. Do you want to see her?" And I'm like, "Holy shit. Yes, I want to see her. I want to see her. Yes." And so I go over and see her and get to hug her and talk to her. And it just was an amazing moment that we got to connect again and to, be able to, just embrace each other. And I'm forever grateful.
Tell me, so then you leave that experience. Who's the first person you call? What's the first, like, you know what I mean? Like, I imagine that it's you get lightning in a bottle one time, but then you come back around. It's like, what is this
Yeah,
life?
I call my manager and I tell him that Beyonce is there. He lost his marbles. He was like, "Oh my God." Because my manager had went to New York that morning to listen to the song, to approve the song. And I had to go to LA. They called me to come to LA. So we were in two different places on the same day.
Would there ever have been a world where you would have been like, "I don't know, Beyonce, this don't seem like the one"?
No, that I would never. If it wasn't the one, we gonna make it the one.
You see, I know that's right. We say if it ain't the one, we gonna make it the one today. Okay, so then this track, right? Like I don't know if you saw Edward Enninfull's write up from Vogue magazine, British Vogue magazine, that he did on Beyonce and this album. One of the things that he said was that immediately when he listened to the album, he was hit with a wall of sound. He said that it was a return to the dance floor. It was a return to the club. It was a return to a sense of joy and jubilation, of celebration and pushing through. Do you feel like this is the Beyonce that we all need right now? That this is
Most definitely
a celebration that we need right now.
Most definitely. After going through a pandemic and being locked inside for a long time and having to deal with vaccinations and people getting sick and losing people, we definitely needed this celebration, and we definitely needed live music back in the clubs and on the dance floor, and feeling liberated again and releasing our stress and our mind and our wiggle and all of the other things that you want to release in that process. So this is a much needed album. This is a much needed time. It couldn't be more perfect right now.
Now, did they tell you anything else about what to be expecting on the album? They tell you anything else about?
They kept it Freedia and Freedia only.
I know. When they say, "Here is your page of the script."
Yes. Yes.
Get familiar with it.
They keep a lot of things under wraps. They want to surprise people in the way that she delivers her material and all of the things she do. So, they kept it, on a need to know basis, the things that I needed to know. And right. That's how Beyonce rolled. You know how it go.
Now, if they call you about this video or about subsequent videos,
I'm there.
You're there.
I'm there.
I love it.
No doubt.
I love it. Okay, so tell me about because one of the things that I love also is that it is Pride Month, right? And so house music, this kind of music, even bounce, you know what I'm saying, has this kind of connection to queer culture, this life in queer culture. What is it? Does it mean anything in particular to you that this is when the release is happening, that this is the song that's happening, and that you are a part of that effort?
Yeah, most definitely. It's a celebration. It's Pride Month. We are steady breaking down barriers and opening doors for young queer artists and artists like myself. So this gives us an opportunity to continue to celebrate, continue to show our pride, continue to embrace who we are and live in our truth. Yeah. So I'm very happy to represent for our community and, you know, let them know that a little boy from Josephine, you know, have done some big things and following my dreams and my goals. And if I can do it, anybody can do it.
I want to talk a little bit about that dream because and if you've got some time, I don't want to make this all about the Beyonce song because I want people to also, if they aren't familiar with you, I want this to be an opportunity for them to learn more about your story. The fact that you are not this overnight sensation, right? That you are
I'm
not,
not. I
we're
work
not
very
hearing your
hard.
voice exactly for the first time on a Beyonce song. You've been making music for how long?
20 years plus now.
20 years. And do you
Yes,
feel like you are hitting a whole new stride? Do you feel like, I mean,
of
it seems
course.
like every so often I see you, you're doing like you level up, you level
Yeah,
up,
most
you level up.
definitely. You know, in doing this, you know, it's not overnight success. There's a lot of hard work and a lot of hours go into what we do. And, you know, lots of planes to jump on, lots of different hotels, lots of people to meet, lots of stages to grace. So, you know, it's all about elevating. It's all about being consistent. It's all about, you know, making great music and putting out things that people can enjoy and relate to.
Yep.
So, you know, it's just continuing that journey, you know, and it's not easy, but it's definitely finally starting to see the fruits of my labor, and I'm enjoying every moment.
The thing I love about the people who ride for you, Frida, and have for decades is that it don't matter who it is, they are choosing you. What did you think of the conversation on Twitter about you needing to receive a feature credit instead of only the writing credit?
I'm just grateful for the Frida, you know, for the royal court, you know, that fights for Frida and to want to see me visible in all of these things that my voice is lended to.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for my fans and for the people that wants to get, you know, get to see me get my roses and get my flowers while I'm still here and living and well. I'm just grateful for all of these moments.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty incredible thing. You talk about uh, uh, a kid from humble beginnings soaring on top of the world now
Yeah,
over and over again.
only
What
God.
yeah, I was gonna say, what would you tell people who are maybe coming to learn about your music, through this song, coming to learn about your journey through this song? What would you tell people about where you have been and where you are headed?
Well, you know, they got to do a little bit homework
That part.
and dig deep and just see the journey that I have been on and the consistency and working to represent for New Orleans culture and
Mhm.
for the culture of bounce music and putting on for the LGBTQ community and you know just using all of my resources and all of my talent to be able to continue to make people have a great time on the dance floor in clubs, you know, in party spaces and
Uh-huh.
just everyday spaces that people need to be able to let their hair down and enjoy life.
It again, it because it is Pride Month. There's an air of celebration, right? But there's
Yes.
also a need to be knowing, a need for knowing history. I'm curious to you, who might you be holding close to you these days? Who might you be moving in remembrance of, a pioneer or a mentor that has meant something to you as we move through in Pride?
I mean, you know, there's so many. You know, my uncle Percy, my uncle brother, you know, they were my two gay uncles who really I looked up to, who was a big inspiration in my life. You know, people like Sylvester, Little Richard, Prince, you know, Michael Jackson. There's so many greats, RuPaul, you
Mhm.
know, T.S. Madison, Lil Nas, Saucy Santana, just all of the people who are out there living in their truth, who has lived in their truth, who has put out great things into the world. You know, I applaud everybody. You know, I look up to a lot of different people.
Mhm.
People look up to me, and I'm happy to represent and be a part of such a great community of people.
Now, I hear that you have an interior design business.
I do. You know, I used to do that for a long time. I actually started interior design and rapping around the same time. So I've been in both of them a long time.
What? Okay, so wait, did you put a bid in to get one of these rooms in Beyonce's house?
No, I did not. I did not. You know, so many other things going on right now. I haven't had a lot of time to do the interior design like I used to, but I've done many great things. I was very well known in New Orleans for all of the parties. I worked for the mayor of New Orleans for 2 terms, being his official decorator and party planner. So I've done a lot of great things when it came to party planning and putting rooms together and transforming celebrations and parties around the world.
Now, are you going to be throwing a party to celebrate, you know what I mean, Break My Soul, you know what I'm saying, Renaissance? Are you going to be on the dance floor?
There's so much going on right now. I'm actually, preparing for the BET Awards this week.
Yeah.
College Hill is dropping on Sunday after the BET Awards, and I'm one of the celebrities on College Hill.
Come on.
So there's just so much happening. I just, did an episode on P Valley. I did Queer as Folks.
Wait, you went down to the paint?
I did. Went down to the paint, baby. Yeah. Crooked letter I. You heard me.
Oh, not Mrs. Silk.
Yes, I did.
Wait, so tell me about that. What was it? You've gotta be at some point pinching yourself, like the things that you've been wanting to do. It's all happening for you.
So surreal. I'm telling you, I'm still trying to, have a grasp all of it. Just being that so many things have happened and just like all of this is dropping right one after another.
Right.
It is truly a blessing, and I'm so grateful and I'm so humbled by all of it. It's so overwhelming.
Okay, what can you tell me about your experience at the paint? You know what I mean? I feel like
it was a great experience. Everybody at Stars was amazing. The whole cast, Lil Murda, Miss Mississippi, everybody that I connected with, they were great.
Did you touch the pole? Did you lay hands on the pole?
I sanitized it first, but I did.
It's
always great to touch a pole,
Tell me this, and I'm not gonna hold you too much longer, but I am just so encouraged by what feels like the invitation of a community into the experience of this song, right? And as we leave, what would you want people to know for sure about this effort and about your feelings being a part of it?
I'm still blown away by all of it. I'm just grateful for this experience, this iconic moment, to be able to share with Beyonce her continual, motivation and inspiration to us all. It makes you want to get up and go even harder every time.
Yeah.
This woman comes out with something, and to be a part of this whole movement and the things that she brings forward, I'm forever grateful. It's just so surreal.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful, to Beyonce.
Did she tell you why this was this track, this was the song? Did she tell you why this was of your work, this is the part that she wanted to be part of her song?
She just told me that she was just so grateful for me continuing to work with her and to be a part. And I'm like, girl, anything you need, I'm there. Whatever you need, I am Team Beehive all day, every day. And so, they just were blown away by the lyrics and how perfectly it matched to, the song that she put out. And
the vibe.
Yeah, it was just the vibe.
Okay, wait, you got to tell me, what was she wearing? What were y'all wearing? What were you wearing and what was she wearing? I want to know.
Well, she was in rehearsal. She was in rehearsal. I think she had on all black, and I, of course, know that I was going to the Ivy Park Studios, so I was very cute that day.
Now, when you say rehearsal for like a performance or like a video or?
I'm not certain, but they had all of these big Gucci bags and all of this stuff coming in, and it was a production. But it was something big. I don't know if it was a video or I don't know what it was, but I know it was something big because the full staff was on deck and they were getting ready to do something very special.
Now, is this one of those situations where you're like, you're in like a black SUV as you arrive and they got the shades down so you can't quite see what it is and the big gates open? I've heard so much about these big old gates.
No, it wasn't like that, but it was definitely a vibe getting into, the whole situation, had to take all of the precautions and protocols, of getting the COVID test, sitting and waiting in the hallway, and
yep.
All of the things that needed to happen in order to get behind the door.
Were you able to take your phone and did you take a picture?
I did not do any of that. I was very cool. You got to be cool when you go around Beyonce. You can't just be, you want to fan out and you want to be a groupie, but no, you just got to play it very cool. And it's just to be in her presence and to be in her space. I don't like to invade other celebrities' space when I go into it because I know how I can be, being a celebrity myself. You want to just have some real moments, and I always like to create real moments with the people I love.
You have helped create a massive moment. Me and none of my friends have been asleep yet. Do you see this? Look at this.
I'm telling you, if I had my concealer, baby, you'll see mine.
And as far as I'm concerned, it was well earned. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You won't break my soul.
Thank you.
Won't
not at all. You better release your wiggle.
It's so good to see you. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much.